Cutter Top 10, Cutter Top 10. You know you liked it a lot. Time to see who is the best and the worst at stuff. You know, baseball, basketball, football, hockey, NASCAR, wrestling. If I have to, so please join me. Why don't you read? This is Cutter's Top 10. Hey there, Heather, ho there! It's Jeff Cutter Diamond. We're ready to rumble. Oh. Hey there, Heather, ho there! It's Jeff Cutter Diamond with another top 10, and this top 10 is pertaining to this. Yes, it is a Blue Jays top 10. Of course, being a massive Toronto Blue Jays fan, you have to know these things. So, here are the top 10 worst players in Toronto Blue Jays history. Number 10, Frank Thomas. Frank Thomas, two-time MVP, 93-94. He's the Big Hurt, and who actually did some good postseason numbers against the Blue Jays in the 93 ALCS, but unfortunately they lost. The White Sox, who were supposed to be the powerful heir apparent in the West, got blown down by the Blue Jays in 6. So anyway, the Big Hurt did pretty well in 2007. During his first year without being in a White Sox uniform, he did great. But in 2008, he just stunk it up. 2007 was when he hit the 500th home run in history. Things didn't go as planned. Frank Thomas slumped to a 167 batting average in 72 at-bats, prompting John Gibbons to bench the veteran. The Jays had to release Thomas after he struck back through the media, angry at the decision. Thomas decided to retire following that season after a stint with the A's. Thomas just had nothing doing, but he just stunk it up. Number 9, Corey Koskie. It's amazing when a team can get a big-name coveted free agent. And it's also good news when you can get a local boy. Well, you're talking about the Blue Jays, so local, a.k.a. Canadian. So, anyway. Corey Koskie was this big guy from the Minnesota Twins who everyone thought was going to do fantastic. But he struggled, batting a meager .249 batting average as a member of the Blue Jays. The Jays and their exasperated fan base made him a salary dump. Number 8, Mike Soroka. Mike Soroka was a fantastic left-hander for the Chicago White Sox, who the Blue Jays coveted in a David Wells trade. The Blue Jays, in his second stint, decided to trade David Wells after his issues off the field. Traded him to Chicago for Mike Soroka. Unfortunately, Soroka had massive injuries and was damaged goods. The Blue Jays couldn't have the trade voided because of the damaged goods. It's always the buyer beware things. So anyway, David Wells did not really so well after being traded from Toronto in the second go around. So yeah, that's what happened. Number 7, Dave Lemanchuk. Lemanchuk. Nemechuk's stats were just not good at all. He did lead the expansion Blue Jays in 1977 wins with 13, but he lost 16 as well. And he did make the All-Star game in 79, albeit with an 8-10 record, because every team needs to send one representative to the All-Star game. So anyway, he just couldn't pick up the pace and couldn't get above 500 mark. Number 6, Russ Adams. A big first-round bust. A massive first-round bust. Who was supposed to be the shortstop that helped the Blue Jays do well. And of course, Aaron Hill was the second baseman. If the Blue Jays could just keep Aaron Hill other than hustle both of them, the middle infield would be great. But anyway, he was supposed to solidify the middle of the Blue Jays infield. He couldn't catch on. He was going back and forth in the minors because of his lack of production at the plate and his bad throwing arm. So that was just terrible. Number 5, B.J. Ryan. Never mind the jokes about his initials, the B.J. part. But anyway, one of the Jays' biggest free agent signings in team history. He got signed to a 5-year, $47 million contract. The Blue Jays needed a good bullpen arm, probably the best since Tom Henke. Unfortunately, well, Ryan did have 2 decent seasons in Toronto. It was 3 seasons of pain. The last 3 seasons of his contract, he stunk. He went from the penthouse to the doghouse, and the Blue Jays fans were just mad at him all the time. At one time, they had A.J. Burnett and B.J. Ryan, and I was saying, we need C.J. Nitkowski or D.J. Carrasco. Number 4, Bill Caudill. Caudill. Of course, they have had issues picking up players just as they hit their strides and into the decline of their careers. The Blue Jays needed a bullpen arm. Now, remember, this is before, in December of 1984, Caudill was picked up from the Oakland Athletics after he had an all-star season in which he saved 36 games and won 9 of them himself, which was amazing. It did cost Toronto Alfredo Griffin, one of the best Blue Jays of all time, and the first Blue Jay to be Rookie of the Year, although it did open the door for Tony Fernandez. His 2 seasons in Toronto was just awful. He lost the closer's job early in 1985. Blue Jays also picked up Gary LaVelle from San Francisco to complement the bullpen arm. And they had the bullpen arm the whole time. A Rule 5 draft pick from Texas Rangers by the name of Tom Henke, who came in the middle of 85 and just couldn't be denied. Number 3, Danny Ainge. Yes, Danny Ainge played baseball. And yes, he only played baseball for one team, the Toronto Blue Jays. He decided to dabble in the majors. And he just couldn't do anything about it. He was actually shocked. He was actually drafted by the Blue Jays. And when he wanted to play basketball, he was drafted by the Boston Celtics in 1981. Which is kind of strange. I mean, I thought Danny Ainge played before 1981, before his college career ended in basketball. And wouldn't that have disqualified him for the BYU basketball team? Notre Dame basketball fans would have hoped so because, as we know, Danny Ainge was the guy who ruined Notre Dame's basketball season in 1981 with that diving dash in the 1981 Elite Sweet 16, or was it Elite 8? No, it couldn't be Elite 8 because BYU was not in the Final Four that year. So anyway, Ainge went to the hardcourt and had a pretty decent career. Number 2, Robert Person. He was just terrible. He was a decent left-hander. His ERA in Toronto, 5.61, 7.04, and 9.82. Amazing. Person was actually traded for John Olerud. That was the worst part. I mean, John Olerud, that was who Toronto picked up for John Olerud, to get rid of John Olerud, who was the starter with the Mets and Mariners. So anyway, it was just a terrible trade. And for one of the cornerstones of the 92-93 Blue Jays, World Series champions, too. And number 1, Josh Towers. Jeez, why would you wear number 7 as a pitcher? Jeez. In 5 years, he was not good. The fact he's lasted that long with the Jays is that the quality of the Jays rosters throughout the early 2000s. He was okay, but, he was mediocre. 4.93 ERA in 5 years. He did have a 13-win season in 2005, which was good, but just not great. So anyway, those are the worst Blue Jays of all time. Brett Cecil obviously is not on the top 10 list. If he continues to struggle, we'll probably see him in the top 10. But anyway, that's it for now. I'm Jeff Diamond, leaving you with this Toronto tidbit. It is actually 11-1. As I am doing this top 10, the Blue Jays are winning 11-1. So basically, the Blue Jays are just romping Texas. And that's the, 12th one. And that's the team, of course, that gave Toronto fits in the ALDS for the first few games. But as is, that's what it happens. Blue Jays look good. Raptors, I hope, are winning. And I hope they'll beat Miami. Goodbye.